Water being so warm, it had so much fuel.
The water has cooled significantly since then.
Yes.
And we're now transitioning to La Nina, so hopefully that bodes well.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
All right, let's get a look at my weekend. I know a lot of you have maybe the beach house rented. You're going to head to the Jersey Shore. It's the unofficial start of summer, right? Well, it's going to be warm up into parts of the Northeast. Look at this. New York, 89 degrees. So we've got upper 80s, low 90s into the Northeast. Southeast, that's where things could be a little tricky. This tropical system, could be tropical system, going to at least bring you rain, clouds, and the dangerous rip currents. So that's probably going to be the biggest threat with this system. It might make your weekend a bit yucky, but it could be dangerous in terms of actually getting in the water. Parts of the Midwest watching for scattered rain and storms. Sunday, we've got the rain and thunderstorms possible through the middle part of the country, up around the Great Lakes and into the Northeast as well. Still watching the southeast, but out west, generally dry, save for a few morning showers across the Seattle area. Monday, west, you're clear. You're bright, you're dry. Any kind of ceremonies or parades for Memorial Day, going to be fine for that. Even Denver looking good, 71. Chance of a thunderstorm for Bismarck, Dallas, Brownsville. Don't think any of these places will see washouts by any means, but at least be prepared for a hit or miss thunderstorm, especially if the picnic's at your place. Up into the Northeast, same story for you. Scattered showers and thunderstorms. Again, watching the southeast coastline. Notice even Charlotte has some more cloud cover into the holiday itself. So we've got plenty to watch. Another hour of Weather Underground rolls on right now. Here into parts of Texas. This area is down towards Del Rio, San Angelo, and north of 20. Northern parts of Texas under a tornado watch, but notice the tornado watches extend all the way into parts of Colorado, Kansas, even Nebraska. This one goes 7 o'clock local time. Then we're looking areas south of Omaha, Nebraska, getting into a bit of Iowa, Missouri, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Texas. Notice areas west of Wichita Falls in the threat zone. Kansas City has been a very active day. We've got another severe thunderstorm warning or watch here from Columbia down towards Rolla in Missouri. Storm specialist Carl Parker's here with us. Carl, another busy night, and we've got a much bigger area of storms tonight, so we're watching all sorts of different parts of the country.
Yeah, you know, we had that terrible tornado yesterday, but the storms were mostly widely scattered yesterday, and today there's a lot.
So it's Michael Lowry, because we've got to talk tropics as we head into the holiday weekend, and our Invest area that we were talking about yesterday, interesting also to the hurricane hunters.
It is. The hurricane hunters will be out there.
Mostly, and when we say near miss, we mean near miss for Chapman.
Absolutely. It was very, very close to Chapman. And, you know, the only difference between this tornado and the really devastating tornadoes in history, including Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, 2011, and the Moore tornado in 2013, and then 2003 and 1999. The only difference was this one was mostly out over rural territory, and so it couldn't cause as much damage for that reason. But it did cause some damage, and it came so close to this town of Chapman. So what we're looking at here is what is called the velocity data. So right in there is where we've got this area of very strong winds moving toward the radar and away from the radar. That's a really strong rotational couplet. And by the time it got to I-70, this is I-70 right in here, by the time it got to 70, it had been showing up for an hour.
Right.
An hour.
We've been watching that for quite a long time.
Yeah.
But, you know, because we were saying, oh, further down the line, should this thing persist, I-70 could be in play. And sure enough, it did hold strong.
Yeah, and it went for another half an hour after that. And so what you're looking at here on the left is the debris signature. And so what the radar is able to do is separate the meteorological targets, which is all of this red in here. They're more rounded from the non-meteorological targets, which are more irregular. And that could be trees, branches, that kind of thing. It can also be structural. So you know when you see that with a couplet like that, you know you've got a tornado. And we were watching this coming into Chapman. Now downtown Chapman's right in here, and this is where most of the homes are. But then you've got this little route, I think it's 40, and there are some homes just off to the southeast of that. So we were watching this approach and thinking, boy, this is going to be really close. And then we go forward in time, and you notice that it came right up and into Chapman, and then just right past Chapman at that point. And right as that happened, here's the debris signature coming in, and then it got larger as it came out. So clearly it hit something. Now I think what may have happened happened is we have a river off to the south of Chapman. There are a lot of trees around that, so I think a lot of this may have been tree debris in the air. Thankfully, there was some damage, but downtown Chapman was narrowly missed. It might have been less than a mile.
Wow, yeah, hard to believe, and such a close call for that town. Thank you, Carl. Mike, over to you.
Alex, Carl.
Flash flooding problems too.
I think that may become the bigger theme through the night is the amount of flooding that we have.
We've got big problems.
All right, a lot of you might have some questions this evening about severe weather, how it could impact your weekend, the tropics tonight. So Ryan has all your questions on Twitter.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of everything. The first one's going to be from Johnny, and Johnny asks, can you get pressure readings in the eye of a tornado just like the eye of a hurricane?
Yes, you can. Now, it's a little bit more complicated, a little bit more dangerous even. Yeah. But a lot of times what these research teams will do is they'll go out and they'll deploy pods, as they're known, into the path of a tornado. And you got to kind of be Johnny on the spot. Doesn't always go right over it, but when it does, you can see an immediate pressure drop and then back up as the tornado goes by. But it's incredibly difficult to do.
And dangerous.
And maybe sometimes you just get very lucky that a tornado will pass right over an automated observation station.
We've seen that once or twice, I feel like,
it's
this
happened
year.
before.
Yeah.
Usually the device gets destroyed.
And didn't one of the storm chasing teams actually get like a direct hit of their pod this year?
Yes, correct.
Maybe that's what it was, because I feel like one of our weather producers sent it out, and you could see the pressure dropped and the winds peaked.
Yep.
It can happen, just not very often.
Yeah.
All right, next question is from Christopher. Christopher's asking, is lightning a solid or gas, or neither, or both? And what would it feel like if you could touch it?
So we're in agreement, it's a plasma.
It's a plasma. So it's neither a solid nor liquid nor a gas. It is above gas. When gas gets superheated, it then becomes plasma.
All right.
Is that like magma? It is.
Yeah.
Not a little bit
I tried to drop an Austin Powers
If you
reference.
touched it, it'd be 50,000 degrees.
I mean, if it wasn't really hot, it would probably feel like a gas, but like a dense gas.
I'm not sure you'd feel it.
Yeah, I don't
because you might feel electricity just coursing through your veins, then you're gonna be out cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you negated all of those nasty things and it was just the material itself, I don't maybe a gas because it's, but it's weird. It's a little more. I don't know.
I don't know if you ever feel the sensation of it.
I mean, you should ask somebody who's gotten hit by lightning.
I'm going to say
I think they usually don't
didn't know what
remember.
hit them. Yeah. Can we answer one more? We're giving time for one more?
Yeah, we can do this last one from Caleb. What size of hail damages roofs?
1 inch in diameter. So it used to be the National Hurricane, or the National Weather Service, their criteria for a severe thunderstorm warning used to be 3/4 inch hail. But then they did some studies and determined that 1 inch diameter hail would actually do damage to the roof of your home, so that you'd have to claim insurance.
And that's
that's why they
damage.
changed it to 1 inch diameter hail. So.
And we've seen some stones this year. I mean, when you get softball size, that's just going to crush right. That's not a little minor damage. That's going to go right through your roof.
The sheeting on your roof.
Crazy stuff.
Ouch.
What do you say we take you to your nation?